The three big high growth investment categories for 2026. This is perfect for business owners looking to make their money grow faster. So business owners taking their money out of the business, investing with it to build their net worth. And not all investments are created equal. So, hey, what are the big winners in this area? Quick disclaimer, not financial advice. I'm just a business owner and investor who's done well and sharing what's worked for me. So not all investments are created equal. So some will outperform others in the short term or the long term. So ultimately we use this Pareto principle. What's the 20% of things that are going to give us 80% of results? Let's just focus on what are the winning categories and then what are the winners within those categories. So we're going to look at the three big winning investment categories for 2026, and this has been largely true for 2025 as well. And the first of these is hard assets. So hard assets means assets that can't be printed more of, so they have a limited supply and a high demand. And why this is important is because of exploding government debt. You can see here the US national debt from the government at $38 trillion. The Australian government, which is this one here, is just a little bit over $1 trillion, but it's a much smaller economy, very similar problem. And what happens is if the government just keeps printing and printing money, it causes inflation, meaning that the price of everything that you're trying to buy, whether it's groceries or whatever, just keeps going up in value. And debasement, meaning debasement of the currency. So if you wanted to buy something like a hard asset like gold, you get less and less of it over time. And effectively, we're at the point now where the governments are so broke that they just have to keep printing more and more money. There's no real way out of it. Lynn Alden has this saying of there's no stopping this train, and that's what this is talking about here. Within the hard assets, there's some obvious quick winners. Gold has done amazing. If you look at it over the 5 years, it's done well. But if you look at it really in the last year, it has really taken off. And that's as this government debt situation has got worse and worse. And basically, the confidence in currencies such as the US dollar is at all-time lows. So why gold is doing well, it's got a limited supply. It's not fixed, it's limited because they can always mine for more of it by going deeper and deeper as the value of it goes up. But there's a global demand for it, especially as these global currency problems get worse. Silver is like gold, where it's doubled in value over the last 5 years and then particularly done well in the last year as well. It also has real world utility in that it gets used in some electronics products too. Similar to gold, it also gets used in jewelry as well as store of value. Again, it has a limited supply, not a fixed supply, because they can always mine for more, but there's a global demand for it again while governments continue to print currency, which they're not going to stop doing. Bitcoin, think of this as digital gold or gold 2.0. Is the world going more digital or less? It's going more digital. So this is going to be a big focus moving forward. While the others have doubled in 5 years, you can see here that Bitcoin is up more than 700%. Depending on which date range you go, it's more like 1,000%. So 10x your money, or in this case, 7x your money on this graph that I have right here. We're going to talk a bit more about it coming up in another category, because it kind of crosses two categories. But what's really good about it is it has a fixed supply. There'll never be more than 21 million. They can't ever create more than 21 million without what's called forking the code and creating something different like Bitcoin Cash or whatever, which isn't really going to have the same value. There's global demand for the original Bitcoin. Probably no real surprise that the second big winning investment category for 2026, in my opinion, is AI, so artificial intelligence. If you look, it's a buzz, it's all over the news, and the reason why is because it's literally changing the world. This is the biggest change to the world that's happened since the asteroid, and it's going to change so many aspects of business and just life and employment from so many people. But as an investment category, it is incredible because effectively, like the dot-com boom is happening all over again. I'm probably not the only one who missed the dot-com investing boom. The great thing is that the AI investing boom is happening right now, so we have the opportunity to learn from our mistakes. Here I knew Amazon was a winner, I knew Facebook was a winner, I knew Google was a winner amongst others, and I monetized them well actually, like by using their advertising platforms and scaling businesses with them, but I wasn't smart enough or wise enough at the time to know to buy those winning investments and then hold and ride them long term. But the great thing is we have that opportunity all over again. You can see here like some of these 2,000%, 1,900%, 1,600% growth over, this was over a 15-year period. So multiplying your money over and over and over again. So we don't want to miss that opportunity now with the AI boom. Then within AI, there's the 80/20. So we want to figure out, hey, what are the winners within AI and then ride them long term. Two examples would be NVIDIA, which does the GPUs, the graphical processing units, or the brains of AI. And then Tesla. So here they've got the Robo Taxi, and then they've got the Optimus coming out. And the Optimus robot is predicted to be even bigger a product than the iPhone. So imagine knowing to invest in the iPhone when it first came out. The third big winning investment category for 2026 is Bitcoin and crypto. We'll talk more about Bitcoin in a sec. But if you think about crypto, long term, it's just going to win because the current financial system is broken. It doesn't really make sense for it to take a couple of days to transfer money from one country to another and to cop a $26 fee when it could be done in cents. And the reality is the world is heading more digital rather than less. And that's why crypto is really going to win. So then if we look at the 80/20, what are the biggest winners within crypto? Obviously, we've got Bitcoin, which is the digital gold. It's going to always be the long-term winner. Scarce supply, global demand, and then it's going to end up having a payments layer built on top of it. Then you've got layer ones. So a layer one blockchain means that it can process everything that it needs to do from payments. A good example of this would be Solana. A less good example would be Ethereum. I think that's older type technology, but Solana and Sui are great examples of layer ones. DEXs, decentralized exchange. So for whether it's for trading or buying or selling of tokens, a really good example there would be Hyperliquid. And then real world assets. So this is where you're taking things like stocks and bonds and property and bringing those on chain to prove ownership of them. And a great example there is Ondo. So hopefully that shows you really like some of the big investment categories, and then to just figure out, hey, what are your versions of the big investment categories or model from mine? And then what are the winners within those? And what we've seen is that winners take most. So that gives you the greatest chance of winning in investing as a business owner. If you got good value from that, check out the free training at businessinvestfreedom.com. And if you want a hand to grow your business or your investments, check us out at collective.com.au.